Hey, what's up, everybody? It's AphroditesCrush back here with you once again. And today we're going to be talking about the PS5. Now, as most everyone knows, now we have more options for people to pick up PS5s. It's in stock so many places. And now you're thinking to yourself, well, I spent a lot for New Year's. And I spent a lot for Christmas. And I spent a lot for Thanksgiving. You're like, I might be a little short of cash. So what are my options for picking up a PS5? How do I pick one up? Is there options for financing here, there, wherever? So I'm really going to break this down to a couple categories for everyone out there, just to make sure you have a good load bearer on what your options are and how much you can expect to pay. So first things first is your standard credit card that you already have. Now you're dealing with your standard APR, and you might be able to pick up a promo. Of course, that also pertains to your debit card and whatnot. Now, sticking with credit cards, you could go with a new credit card. This could be an in-house credit card, or it could be a standard one. So most of your in-house credit cards will have an 0% financing for 12 to 18 months, depending on who you go through. What I was looking at myself and kind of streamed back for was like 18 months through the Amazon card. And for me, starting up a new credit card now is not the best idea for most people, unless you are building your credit. But the thing about it is a lot of times your APR afterwards is large. And I mean large. You're looking at anywhere from like 9 to 30%. Sometimes up over 30%, like towards 31%. And that is a lot of money. I mean, you're like 30 cents to every dollar that you spend is interest. I mean, hell, that for me, that's a lot. So be wary of the other deals that you're looking at, and make sure if you are going to get a new credit card, make sure your credit is good and that you can take the credit hit as well, because that is a hard inquiry on your credit. Of course, your other option is rent to own, lease to own. That is quite possibly the worst option that I can think of for anyone to make any type of a purchase. Holy freaking crap. You're looking at 200, 300, 400% markup on these products. You are basically overpaying in the extreme to own something now. And you're not even owning it now. You miss a payment, you miss 2 payments, it goes right back to where it came from. And all that money you spent is worth nothing. You own nothing. Imagine you paying $20,000 for a car, but you're not paying $20,000 for a car. You're paying $60,000 to $70,000 for a $20,000 car. That's basically the same as going through most rent-to-own places. I'm not a fan of those. If someone held a gun to my head and said, "Hey, you have to choose a option. You can either open up a credit card or go through a rent-to-own option," I'd say, give me the credit card all day long, twice on Sunday. One last option that I do want to point out to everyone is you do have an option for installment payment plans through different companies like Klarna, Sezzle, and Affirm. Depending on your retailer, you may have these options available to you. Now, the one thing to remember with this is it's generally broken up in like 4 payments for most. Some will give you larger payments that will be more of a no interest plan, more akin to a credit card, but still centralized in these services. Most of your 4 payment plans are 0 interest, a one and done type of situation, which is nice. I've actually used Sezzle in the past myself. It's a soft hit on your credit from what I saw. I've been using Sezzle for like a year and a half, and it only just hit my credit report like 4 months ago. And it was there and it was gone. And it helped build my credit a little bit up. So the option is there. You just have to make sure that you make your payments on time. Otherwise, you will be hit with a percentage late fee, and then they will attempt to recharge for whatever it is you missed the charge for. So, really nice option. I like Sezzle. I've used that for a product that I've purchased in the past. So, and it was really easy to use as well. I mean, most of these have like an app or a standard website, and it's really easy to use. So just be wary, although, when you're doing this, because you don't want to screw up your payment plan and then get caught out and caught behind. And again, some of these services do have longer payment plans available, but those are going to be more interest-based, most likely, or could have a harder query on your credit. So these different options are out here for people to make larger purchases. But the thing is, you have to be responsible in those purchases to realize how much that you can afford. And if you're going for something long-term, like say if you're getting ready to buy a house, making sure that you don't have hard inquiries into your credit too close to that is very important, because it will drag down your credit score, and it will also knock off your debt to income ratio. So making these type of, it's a $500 system. Take a look at what your income is versus what you can afford to pay as far as credit or a installment plan, and just make the right decision. And my goodness, stay away from rent-to-own places. Oh my gosh. I saw, I'm not going to name the company, but it was literally, I think it was either the Horizon bundle or it was a God of War bundle. And of course, it starts off at $570. And it was like $2,500 after the full term. And if you wanted to pay it out in cash, because most of these places have a same as cash option, it was like $1,500. It was insane. And I can't see myself doing it. Like, I did it for a TV years ago, and it never really clicked in my brain. And for a lot of people, it may not either. Because you're like, oh, well, I'm only paying $120 a month. Well, you're paying for 2 years, $120 a month or $130 a month. Where if you would just save back your money for 3-4 months, you would have had it straight off the cuff and didn't have to worry. So it's one of these situations where you take a look at the option, you're like, wait a second. The money don't jive when you are getting slapped around for literally over $1,000. And it was just crazy. So, ladies and gentlemen, spend your money wisely. I want to thank everybody out there for watching. Feel free to check me out on the stream and on the T channel. Just look up AphroditesCrush. Feel free to check me out, AphroditesCrush on Twitter. I thank everybody out there for watching. Spend wisely. Y'all have a good one.